Hey, welcome back to the channel. Check out my new toy. This thing's a 2013 YFZ 450R. It's fuel injected. I got a good deal on it. We're going to be making some repairs and installing a bunch of new parts that I ordered for it. Got a pipe, got a commander, intake, rear skid plate, Vortex ECU, bag of Skittles. I don't know where that came from. Some pro tapers, twist throttle. Let's get started. First thing I want to do is pull these bars off. I'm going to be running these at the +1 setting, and let's torque this to 17 foot-pounds. Okay, I don't think I'll be cutting these down. I like where they're at right there. That feels good. All right, those bars look good. Same bars I got on my bike. Let's get these plastics off so we can get that twist throttle routed in there. Take this front cowl off too. These things are kind of cool. I already took the two out and holding the front on. Basically take all your plastics off with no tools. I did not know that. See, this is our 07. I bought this one new. And these plastics, you know, they got Allen bolts stuff. So it's something I like about the new ones. I mean, newer to me. It's not like this is brand new. Let's get this back section off as well. Alright, let's get this exhaust out of the way so we can get to that throttle cable connection. We gotta take the exhaust off anyways for the new exhaust. Let's get these guys out. There we go. Oop. That'll work. We got it. There we go. Here's the old throttle. I'll sell that on eBay because that's still a good piece. Here's the new Motion Pro throttle kit. Okay, cool. Comes with grips. Here's your new throttle tube. Here's your new cable. Okay, I got my new throttle cable all wound in. I'm going to screw her right into there like we pulled the other one out. I'm just going to loosen the handlebars. That was an amateur move for sure. Okay, I retorqued the handlebars where I want them. Gonna mount this. Just thought I would note, when you mount this, don't push it all the way up against the bar. Peel it off ever so slightly to where you get like that kind of play. Because if you go up tight, there's a chance it's gonna bind and your throttle's gonna stick. I always leave like a 1/16 off the end of the bar, so it got some wiggle room in there. You'll feel it. As long as this can wiggle in here a little bit, it's good. Okay, the next thing we want to do is adjust our throttle. What I like to do is make sure it's going all the way to stop. See that? At full throttle. One time I bought a Banshee and the guy sold it to me for cheap because he said it was slow, and he had a twist throttle conversion too, and he didn't have that slack right. So when I got it home, I just had to fix that slack and that Banshee just ripped. It was a great quad. So when you do this, you want to make sure you got full throttle. Oh, you'll hear it. Hear that? I mean, I'm getting all the throttle right there. Okay, I shot some cable lube in there and got that all buttoned up. Let's talk twist throttles on quads for a minute. I know this is a controversial subject sometimes. A lot of guys think that this is like a death sentence. They think once you start to fall off or you get in the whoops, you can't keep your wrist from twisting and it gets you into more trouble. I grew up racing motocross, dirt bikes, street bikes. Everything has a twist throttle. To me, the thumb throttle is just wonky. I mean, my wife's been riding that twist throttle YFZ for, I want to say the last 15 years, something like that. It's just, I think it's whatever you're comfortable with. You know, like this to me is second nature. I I can't really imagine a bike without a twist throttle. If you prefer thumb throttle, hey, be my guest, you know, it is what it is. Let's get this air box out of here now. I already loosened that clamp. I think we gotta do stuff on this side. Yeah, there we go. That loosened that. I might just pull that off. There we go. Alright, that's out. See that? That is not what you want to see on the quad you just bought. That's not good. Okay, next the directions say drill out these rivets. 1764 spit. Okay, I'll do the rest of those. Alright, I got those all drilled out. Okay, now it's time to bolt this into the air box. I'm just greasing this O-ring so it stays in there. Ah, that's what that looks like. This little guy, for that breather box on the outside, is like totally keeping that from going on. So I think I'm gonna cut that back. Okay, I cut that back, it clears now. Filter's oiled. This come with the kit. This is an absolute must if you're riding in the sand, in my opinion. Back in the day, we used to use pantyhose on our Banshees. This is called a pre-filter, basically. It just keeps the sand off the filter. I'll get this installed. Okay, that's what that looks like. Next, we got to get back to this ECM. That's out of the way. I bet. Take those two out. These bolts were too long, so I had to pull the spacers out of the old computer to make those work. I could go get shorter bolts, but I live 30 minutes out of town, so I'm doing it this way. There we go, that's installed. I don't love this bracket at all. And they tell you just to zip tie these back in. There's no spot for these. I don't know, they got real lazy with that design. Next thing I gotta do is route the switch from the handlebar back to the computer. That way we can toggle between maps. I think I'm gonna do a power map and a torque map. Okay, I ran our switch down through the stem. right along through there against that wiring harness, all the way to the back. Got her all zip tied. I went ahead and unbolted the tank and pulled it up a bit to make that easier. That's how that looks. So you'll just pull your seat off, and then you can see this and you can make whatever adjustments you need to make on it. I'm gonna put that air box back in now. Got the intake all bolted in there. I took some brake clean and a rag and cleaned all that out the best I could. We're just gonna hope for the best on that. Next thing we have to repair is this. I'll show you. Well, you can hear it, but see that caliper move? That rotor is bent. You see it gets real stiff right here. I can almost not even push it through. I should have marked that. I should have did like a Sharpie line. I'll show you why I kind of just messed that up later. See how bent that is. Out with the old, in with the new. That's moving much more freely now. Everything looks good on that end. Next, I'm going to install this unit. As you can see, this is going to protect the sprocket and the chain and that rotor. If you're primarily a sand person and speed is an issue for you, like if you want to drag race, you're not going to want that. It's just going to add weight. But if you're like me and you're running over crap all the time, that's like a must-have for me. I think it's cheap insurance. I always run those on all our quads. That's all in. See how protected we are now? I'll put this guy back on, the thing I should have marked. And the reason I say I should have marked it is because this needs to align with that. And I'll show you why. If you don't sync those spindles, your paddles won't line up. And you want those paddles to kind of hit at the same point on the ground, especially on a quad. Alright, that's all back together. After pulling that one off, I decided to inspect this one. It's got some war marks on it and some holes in it too. So I'm going to go ahead and put this new guy under the belly there. Okay, I'm going to get the hand controls and the plastics back on. There she is. Liking everything with that map switch is pretty hideous. I mean, that thing sticks out real far. I might have to switch that somehow later on. End of the world.